So I counted 6 paces. This time I'm using these and using the 3-finger pinch grip favored by Comanche style shooting. So let's get right to it. Extra arrows in the bow hand, and I'll start out with 3. Ooh, bullseye. Another bullseye. Holding the arrows just a little lower, so that way the brace height is shorter and I can then grab the arrow, pull it right back onto the bowstring. Trying to get that thumbs up grip in there, so that way it shifts your hand position. And it gives the bow more of a push on the release, just this automatic push with your thumb pad on the belly of the bow. With those two being bullseyes, I'm going to use that as my marker. You can get good at doing this with standard nocks, whatever you define as standard nocks that actually clip onto the string. Then if you get Comanche style nocks from Dave Mead on his website, then you'll be much faster and there's less resistance on the flight. And see, that's why I'm just using these 2 fingers and not putting a pad on the pinky. I'm trying to leave that out. Because then, the less fingers on the string, especially given how padded these are, then the less resistance from the string. When you're starting, try it with 1 arrow. So, when you've got them in the bow hand like this, with this thumbs up grip that the Comanche's favored, all you gotta do is just reach right over the string, bring it back up into place using the finger and thumb. You keep that pinch, and it's much better to have the forefinger out or hooked like this, so that way there are less fingers holding onto the extra arrows, and then there's more flexibility for grabbing them. And also that helps the thumbs up grip, helps with that push. But if you're just grabbing them from your quiver, slide it forward, keep that pinch, slide back, lock. The muscles in my hand aren't quite conditioned enough for the thumbs up grip, so it's a little jarring on my palms. So that's one thing that I still have to work on. almost, it was so much closer. What I'm gonna try with 2 arrows is put them in the way that we see Lars and Dave Mead come up with, having them up against the handle this way so that you can grab it and then just slide it right into place. So, see how this works. Ow. Yeah, because, yeah, with these being aluminum alloy arrows, that doesn't really work with me as well as just holding them like this does, and I'm pretty sure that's what they'd have done in the first place. If anybody in the Comanche Nation happens to be watching this, then they can tell me. What you can also do with the forefinger while using this hold is use that to help separate one arrow from the others that are in your bow hand. And holding it horizontally, then they shouldn't veer off to the left and right or anything like that when you give the bow that push, because it's just moving forward. Plus, if you want to write different types of archery into stories as well, you need to be able to test it for yourself and know exactly how it feels to be able to do these things in different ways. Ha! Another one right there in the bullseye. Oh wow, that was good. Whoa! Okay, so you notice that time I had my pinky out, and what I've used it for, after I looked back at the way Lars Anderson first proposed using the Slavic jaw for Robin Hood, and the way that he shows it is pulling like this, the pinky just touching the string, just like that illustration in Saracen Archery, but they ended up going with the little finger curled over because apparently it turned out hard to do or something. But what I use that for is because when you have the pinky out, for some reason the muscles in this area, they also tend to poke out, and so when you have that, your hand just has the slightest tilt that helps tighten the hold on the arrows. So that was something that I started experimenting with when I looked back at that. I wondered, okay, why does that work? Like, is the finger on the string at all, or is it just poking out? And is there a reason for it, or is it just for the sake of 2 fingers for a cleaner shot? So I started using my lightweight bow and safe arrows to test it, and I ended up getting better groupings when I had my pinky extended, because not only did that leave me with just 2 fingers on the string, but having it out kind of turned my hand a little bit. And yes, these finger tabs, you can get these on Amazon. They're not expensive, and also, if Barton is seeing this, this is another way that I decided to take your advice, buddy, is using this so that way the fingertips are exposed and you can, if you can, then feel the knot groove, provided that I can actually curl my fingers in because of how stiff the pads are.